Hello, my name is Oren from CompuMatter, and today I'm going to show you the basics of Open Broadcaster software, also known as OBS. This is a tool that you can download for Windows, Mac, and Linux, and it works for screen recording, video recording, and live streaming. And without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so if you go on whatever browser you use and type in OBS, you can get to their website, which is obsproject.com. From here, it gives you some extra details about their software. The options in this program are really limitless. There's window captures, you can add images and text, which I'll show you later on in the video. But they have some plugin options and it's very customizable. So I'm going to go ahead and download it. In this tutorial I'm using Windows, but the steps will be pretty similar for Mac and Linux as well. Once done downloading, go ahead and open it up and run through the installation process. When it's done and you open it up and get through all the update prompts, you should see a screen something like this. Scenes are different from sources in the way of having different viewpoints on things. For example, if you were streaming, you could have a be right back screen or just a blank screen for when you want to fade to black. So this is my tutorial scene, and in the sources area, I'm going to create a window capture. So just hit the plus sign at the bottom, then window capture. You can name this whatever you'd like. In this case, I'm going to be doing a screen recording of LibreOffice, which I can select in this menu here. It gives you some other settings to change, like if you want to capture your cursor. Now when I open this up, it shows me LibreOffice, which is a program I currently have open. But the sizing is a little off, so I'm going to go ahead and change that. And it gives a nice little viewpoint of the pixels, because the black box is what's being recorded. And this is pretty close, so I'm going to leave it there. So from here I can start a test recording. I can also check on my mic and desktop audio. If it doesn't work, I'd check in here and then properties and make sure that your device is selected. Sometimes the default doesn't always work as intended. So mine is the Blue Yeti Pro, I'm going to use that. And now I'm seeing some mic input. I'm also going to check the device here and make sure my speakers are selected. Alright, now that that's on, I can do a test recording. So I can open up LibreOffice here and type in some text. If I was doing a tutorial video on LibreOffice, for example, this would be a really useful tool. Alright, so I'm done typing. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. Now from here to view your recordings, you're going to go here to the top on File and hit Show Recordings. It'll open up wherever you'd like to save it, and you can customize that as well. So this is my playback, and it looks like it's working great. So with that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and add another thing to this, maybe like a logo, for example, to your video. I'll go ahead and choose our company logo and get that put in real quick. Alright, now that that's been found, I'll hit OK. And now I can move this around anywhere on the screen. Now what's neat about OBS is when you're in the middle of a recording, if you move anything on this, it will actually move in the video as well. There's also a lot of settings you can change for your pictures or anything else that you're messing with. For example, I can flip this around. Control Z works to undo anything that you didn't mean to do. And from here, well, I'll just go ahead and do another test. So it's recording LibreOffice again, but this time I'm going to go ahead and move the logo to the bottom left of the screen. I'll go back into LibreOffice, make sure things are being recorded properly by deleting this text, closing back out, and stopping the video. So let's take a look here. So when we play back the example here, you're going to see the logo move down to the bottom left, like how I did in OBS to move it down. And I don't see the mouse or the OBS in the background when I'm doing that, because all the scene captured is the sources that I put in there. So I can close that down. So another thing to do is to build your scenes accordingly. If you only need one scene, that's fine. But in this case, I'm just going to name one called Black. I'm going to make a new one, and this will just be another tutorial, but this one, instead of being just a screen capture of LibreOffice, I'm going to make a source for the whole display, and this is display capture. So this will capture my entire screen. Now when I do this, it's way oversized for this screen right here, so I'm going to have to bring that down in size and make sure everything fits accordingly. It looks great here. And if I wanted to add a logo like on this one, I could, but I'm just going to leave it how it is. So here's another test recording, and this is capturing my entire display. I'm going to go back over to LibreOffice with my logo that I set up, and then fade to black. So if I hit File, Show Recordings, I can see what happened when I did that. So I'm recording my entire display. Switched over here, and then you don't see me messing around with OBS anymore since I'm not recording my whole screen, so it's just a smooth transition. One more thing to mention is the file format. That ends in MKV, but you can also change it to a very common one, MP4, if you'd like, by going to Remix Recordings here, clicking on the three dots and selecting the video you'd like to remix. Having an MP4 version might improve compatibility if you're working on a program and it says that it can't handle this MKV format. This just gives another option to change the format you're using. But not everybody wants to go and do that every time, so you can change that by going to File and Settings. And then from here you can click on the Output tab and find the recording format. You can change that to a .mov file or a .mp4, whatever works for you. You can also go and navigate to the Advanced tab to find a setting to make it automatically convert to an MP4, or remix as they call it, when it's done recording. Make sure to hit OK or Apply when you're done to confirm those changes. That's all for today's episode on Open Broadcaster software. Just going over the basics, you can see this is a very powerful tool that might come in handy for a lot of people, and it's open source. So if you have any other questions relating to this or anything else, feel free to leave a comment down below. And thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.